Hello, everybody. Welcome to Seller Ladies Live, and we've got a full set of ladies this afternoon. So I'm joined by Kelly from Fantastic Finds.
Hiya.
Andrea from Andrea and Nick. Heather, the Treasure Pirate. Louise, Indie Life Escapes or Mind Body Calm Yoga. And Lex from Bad Biscuit.
How?
I hope everyone's all right today.
Yeah,
you all good, ladies?
We're all good.
Yeah, can actually move without sweating, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us are still warm.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd just talk briefly about managed payments because we're not all quite on them yet. I've been on them for, I think it'll be 3 weeks on Monday. So I've had 2 payouts. And I think the main advice I would give to anyone is make sure if you're leaving your instant payments as PayPal, make sure you've got enough money in there as a buffer in case you have any returns or if you pay for your postage through eBay. Make sure you've got some money there for that. Otherwise, you can change it to your bank account and then you'll be okay. So that would be my bit of advice. Have you got any advice, Kelly? How long have you been? I think you started a week before me, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. Just the same, really. It's going to be really, really beneficial if you have that buffer in place because when you first move over, you don't know where what's coming from where. And I think I said before that I had to do a refund through PayPal because they paid by PayPal in that initial period of turning over. But luckily, I did have money in PayPal already.
Yeah.
But I found it quite a smooth transition myself. I know Heather's had a few issues, but for me, it's been fine.
Yeah, the transition in itself has been very smooth. In terms of linking, what I did is I linked PayPal to my new Starling account. So anytime anything goes through that way, it just literally comes out of my account. So there's no, oh God, you haven't got any funds and it's going to come from somewhere strange. So actually, in a way, I feel like I've probably centralised my finances a bit. So I'm hoping that will be a good thing in the long run. I do have beef with it, but that's not because of the transition. It's because of issues with GSP, which I'll probably bore you with in a while.
Yeah, I've still got to attach my new account to the what am I attaching it to? PayPal. I've still got to do that, but I'm lazy. It takes me ages to get around to doing anything. I will do it.
Especially if there's nothing in the paper.
But at least we now know that it can be done easily enough. So
yeah.
So I'm going to leave my instant payments as PayPal.
You're going to leave yours with PayPal, did you say?
Yeah.
Lauren? Yeah.
Just for now, because I've got another income stream with my sewing and people pay me through PayPal. So I've got the money there to pay for my postage. So for now, I'm just going to leave that there and then just have my once a week payment going into my business bank account. So I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And then if the sewing thing dries up, then I'll change it and put it onto the bank account. So what were you going to say, Louise, that you've got a date to start?
Yes, it's 31st of August, but I think that's sort of a guideline. Sometime that week, probably. We were just discussing that earlier. I've just got a couple of questions. First of all, what do you mean when you say you've linked your bank account with PayPal? What? I'm not sure what you mean when you say that.
Is your bank account not linked to your PayPal already? Because my old bank account's linked to my PayPal already.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
So there's like 3 sections with the payments. I can't remember what the bottom one is. You keep freezing, Louise, so I'm sorry, I keep butting in on you. So you've got the top section is the money, where the money goes from the actual sales, because that takes 2 days to clear, and then you get paid. You can either pick, can you pick daily or weekly? I've picked weekly.
I'm still on daily.
Right. So I've got that as my bank account. And then the next one is instant payments. So that's if you buy something or if you want to pay for postage. And I think that's for returns as well, isn't it? and you can set that I've got that set as PayPal, but you can change that to the bank account as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to remember what the bottom one is. There's a bottom one as well.
I'm just trying to get it up now for you.
Yeah, I can't think what that is.
Backup payment method.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And also then,
So I'm assuming that's if you haven't got enough in the instant.
Right. So when you withdraw your money once a week, is it an automatic? Is it sort of whatever's left just gets drawn out? Okay, because I was just going to use...
It's whatever's cleared. So there might be some amounts pending, isn't there? Because it takes two. So it's whatever's... You've got like light blue and dark blue. So the dark blue amount is the stuff that's cleared, and then the light blue is stuff that's pending.
Mhm.
And all the stuff that's cleared, that will get transferred into the bank account automatically.
Okay. Okay.
I'm hoping I'm getting this right.
It just takes a while to roll round.
Yeah.
It just kind of, once
Yes.
it starts flowing, then you'll find that you think, okay, I know I've got some money coming in this week. You'll know how much it is. And that's obviously minus the fees and everything. So that money is more or less yours.
Yeah.
But I like it all being in one.
Let me see if I can show you that. So I didn't have any sales yesterday. So my available funds is 0. But because I've had sales today, they will become available tomorrow because I'm on daily payments.
Yeah.
So that 22.41 will be paid tomorrow.
Yes.
And then anything else that goes through today.
Mm-hmm.
So Kelly, do you pay for your postage through your Starling account?
How have you found it, Lex?
Sorry, Louise was just saying something.
I'm still paying my postage through PayPal, through eBay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
but I'm going to do eventually I'm going to do what Heather's done.
I have a buffer in my PayPal account as well, so I'm running down my PayPal money. So I've got like 300 odd quid in there, which should do me for fees, because fees don't come out of, like, you still have to pay your monthly fee.
Yes.
And that still has to come from somewhere. Now, I made the silly mistake of prepaying, because I always kind of prepay and put credit on to my, so I'm in like a minus to fees, so that when it comes out, I go back to 0. Now, I'm currently, and have been for 2 weeks, sat at a credit of 50 quid because I prepaid 50 quid. So I'm hoping that my shop fees come off that 50 quid and not just randomly from somewhere else, because I'm not quite sure where shop fees are going to come from, whether it comes off your balance or if it comes off PayPal or if it comes off whatever I've prepaid. So who knows?
We're not going to know until we've done it a whole month to see, then go and look at it and analyse.
But I'm different to, well, Karen, we both get paid weekly, and what I have to say is I love that, because it's like having a job.
Yeah.
And I had like 500 quid go in, and I was like, oh, hello. Like, that looks nice. And for me, psychologically, having a nice big round amount of like money like that means that I don't want to spend it. I don't want to touch it, because it's like, oh, but it looks so nice. Like they're nice all together. They're friends, and they can sit in the corner as friends, and they'll say, yeah. So it's kind of stopping me from going out and spending loads, because if a little bit and a little bit is coming in, I kind of don't notice having money, but now I do, and it's quite nice, and it's like having a real job.
Yeah. I usually withdraw from PayPal once a month.
Sorry, I didn't say hello to the chat. Hello, chat. All 62 of you.
There's obviously some communication thing between you and Louise right now.
Yeah, every time Louise talks, you talk.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I
can't hear anything Louise is saying.
Oh.
Maybe have you got me on mute, Karen?
That's strange. Louise, do you want to leave and come back in again, and maybe that'll help?
Karen is like,
Get out! Get out of my stream. All right, I'll do that, Karen. I will do that. I don't know how to do. What do I get out? Let me out.
Leave studio.
Leave studio at the bottom.
There it is.
Yeah, and they come in. And then
sometimes
I'll get back
happens
to
to me. Yeah, I get that. I can't hear
I'm so
anybody.
sorry.
It was just comedy for a minute. It was like every time Louise spoke, you talked over her.
Well, it was quiet, so I felt, you know, when you feel like you've got to fill the quiet. So
Yeah.
when it was quiet, I was just speaking. I didn't realise Louise was speaking.
So rude, that Karen.
I was just saying hello to the chat.
Okay.
And I wanted to highlight someone's comment there. Sue's comment. She just wants to know why she's not been invited to the managed payment party. Been an eBay business seller for 7 years. Applied on day one, but heard nothing.
I can tell you that. I know exactly the answer to that one. It's because Sue's a big fat troll. She's horrible.
Lovely. It's because she won't say that word. That's why.
There you go.
It is quite strange that some people haven't been invited, and you know, some people have had that you're not the right fit. Like, what does that even mean? It'd be helpful if they even just said, "Oh, we're just not ready for you yet," or "It's going to be rolled out to you in September," or but the right fit. It's just like, well, why not? What's wrong?
It's rude. It's what it is.
Yeah, it's just rude.
Very strange.
Louise, speak, and I'll just go.
Oh no!
I can't hear her now.
I was joking. So, can you hear me now, Karen?
Yes.
Yay.
What would you like to say, Louise?
You remember now. Oh yes, just that I withdraw once a month from PayPal usually, so that for me going weekly will be different. I like to withdraw once a month, so I felt like I had a salary sort of going in, but weekly's fine. I can go back to weekly pay packets.
My first pay packet, my first job was £18.11 I used to get on a Saturday morning in a little clear envelope.
Good God.
That makes me feel very old.
I can't even remember, so
I can't remember either.
I know I spent it.
My first rate of pay was £3.21 an hour. That was in a local pub. Yeah, £3.21 an hour. Like, oh my God, I wouldn't get out of bed for like less than a tenner an hour now. Well, actually, not even 15 quid an hour. I'll consider getting out of bed. £3, like.
We did go further though.
I think my WH Smith job, when I had a Saturday job, that was something similar.
Yeah,
I was so excited every time I got paid every Saturday. It's like, ooh.
My mum's rules was you could keep your first pay packet and then you had to pay board from after the first one. Did everyone else do that?
Not for a job, surely.
Yes.
Keep the first one and spend it on whatever you wanted, but after that you had to pay your board.
Yeah. My mum took
I used to do housework, cooking, and mow the lawn so that I didn't have to pay any of my wages.
I did both. I did all the cleaning, all the ironing, and I had to pay board as well.
Yeah.
Oh God, I was lucky then.
Well, then I was spoiled.
So, Andrea, have you and Nick discussed anything of what you're planning to do with it, or are you just going to see what happens?
Just going to go with the flow, really. We're kind of listening to what everyone else is saying and all the issues and taking it all on board. Yeah. I mean, we applied late, purposefully, really. we weren't going to apply until we absolutely had to. So, we waited until the deadline, then we applied. So, just patiently waiting and quite happy currently.
I think there's a lot of people still worried about it, and I would just say, don't worry. It takes a little while to get used to, but then you still get your money. It just takes a couple of days, So.
But, however, though, if it is a bit annoying that it is, because I thought it was going to be like how Etsy do it. So you have a balance on Etsy, and then you can use that balance to pay for your postage. But on eBay, you can't, which is kind of very stupid of eBay, because they're sort of missing a trick there. Because if they did that, it would be promoting Packlink. And especially for like the first, for the first week, if you haven't got that money in PayPal or reserves in your own bank account, don't know how you're going to be managing to pay for your postage for that first week, because you won't get it until later.
That's going to be an issue for me, because most of my postage are over 2 kilograms. Stuff that I sell. So it's not unusual for me to do a Monday morning postage and it'd be over £100 just for the postage. So and
so for that first week, that is going to come out of your money until that is cleared. So fair enough, you will get it back, but for that first week, it's a bit of a kicker.
I mean, thankfully for us, we've got a Royal Mail account, and we pay, I think it's monthly. With that, we get invoiced from Royal Mail, so that's not going to be a big issue for us, because that won't come out of eBay or eBay earnings as such at that time. They won't take it out.
One thing I do like about it is it really makes you aware of your fees per item that you're selling. Because you see it on every single thing that you sell, it comes up on the bottom of your payment page.
And they're a lot more than you think.
God, I've paid a lot of fees on that £10 item I've sold. Is it really worth my time listing them sort of things anymore?
I think a lot of people are going to find that a little bit of a wake-up call. To realise that you pay £1 for something and sell it for 10. You're not making 9. You are not making. You're lucky if you get that good out of it. Is it?
I think we knew that in the back of our minds, but to have it in your face every time you make that sale, it's just like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? So,
I mean, I've always kind of considered my profit to be half of my turnover. So you take out the fees, the cost of goods, and the postage, and your PayPal fees and all of that, and it was like, right, 50%. And I was pretty much right, actually. It is working out that it's 50% profit, but definitely I'm looking at some sales going I wouldn't even bother listing that now, actually knowing that, maybe a few more bundles of stuff and, up the prices on things, because I'm not selling stuff for $4.99 now. It's not that,
Well, this is the thing. I was working out my profit and realising that because I haven't tended to do that, and I still, my toes curl sort of selling something for less than a tenner, basically. But my profit is around 70-75%. So that for me works as a business model, because otherwise, why am I doing it?
So that means that you're doing well with what you're buying. You're not paying too much for it, and I think it's really made me realise that I'm not gonna pay £3 odd for an item out of a charity shop now, unless I know it's worth my time to list it quite high.
You want to sell that for 25 quid at least.
Because for example, because I've been writing down all my my fees. I've been writing it down every time I've had a sale. I sold some Clark's unstructured on an offer, so they paid me £22.09. eBay took £3.51 in fees, and I just feel like that seems quite high. I don't know.
That's probably no different to what you were paying before. It was just coming out in
you can see it now.
But now it's more obvious.
Which is why.
Have you seen the comments Steve's just put in about us all laughing at his spreadsheets?
I haven't laughed at spreadsheets.
Some people, not us, obviously, but some people do watch every penny that's coming in and out of the business, don't they? So they already know what fees they're working on, and they're perfectly fine working on a small margin, but they're selling hundreds of items a day on a tiny margin, and they're happy with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
But when you're selling individual items that can sit around for months, it makes you rethink what you're actually selling. I definitely think it's made me rethink some of my items I've got listed.
Well, it's the storage as well. They take space,
And I do think that now Steve is probably pushing for eBay to change their name to Stevey, isn't it?
You wish. Mm-hmm.
But I really think they missed a trick there with you should be able to use that balance because technically that's your money. You should be able to use that to pay for postage. I just think that's so silly that you can't.
Or other stuff off eBay. If you wanted to then go and, treat yourself to whatever. Again, they're missing a trick there because that money still stays within them then. It doesn't leave anywhere. And it would encourage you to buy. It's like, oh, well, I've got some credit on eBay. I'll spend that here rather than on Amazon. Yeah. So I think they're definitely, they haven't really thought this one through. They need to fix that.
I will admit to the fact that I have actually looked at Amazon more recently because I haven't had the amount that I normally have in PayPal. So I have looked at Amazon more and other places to buy stuff rather than eBay. So if I've done it, I'm sure lots of other people have done it too.
Exactly. I mean, if it was like that where you could use that, you would start thinking of it as not as pay, but as, oh, I've got eBay credit, so I'll buy all my stuff on eBay instead.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is quite.
Maybe that's something they'll bring out in the future.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Especially with postage, because it just makes more sense to take it off your balance. The money has come into your balance, which includes postage money. Why can't you use that postage money to pay for the postage?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of things they've got to get right with what they've done so far before they can actually go and refine it, like sorting out the fact that GSP is a complete nightmare, where I've had people buying stuff from me going, how much do I owe you? And I'm going, well, I'm on GSP, and they've been able to purchase it and they're asking for an invoice and it's like, but I don't do it that way. Spoke to eBay this morning for the third time. I'm having reassurances that this can be fixed. It's all going off to their department. It's all going to the IT department. But, it's a nightmare. I can't do anything about it. It shouldn't happen. And I know, because I've had several auctions that have sold to people overseas, and then they don't pay. And clearly what they're being shown as the projected shipping cost and what the actual shipping cost is when they win the auction are different amounts. What the actual, you're going to make your mind up about how much you're going to charge people. It shouldn't change between someone looking at the estimated, they say it's an estimate, don't they? But someone looking at the amount they're expecting to pay in shipping from abroad and then being faced with a much bigger figure. 20% of my sales quite usually come from overseas. So how many people am I losing who are just turning away because A, they either can't buy it because I don't appear to be offering it to their country, or I'm not telling them what the postage is. There was an option where they could have GSP apparently, or choose to buy direct, get me to do the postage. I've never selected that. That is not. So I need to have a word with them. They've told me we're going to fix it, but this is the third time, and I'm getting a bit wary of them now.
Yeah.
Isn't there issues with international postage at the moment, though? It's all over the place, isn't it? It keeps going up, and so
that's not our problem, though, is it?
Pardon?
It's not our problem, though, is it? They should sort themselves out. If they want to be international, then they ought to get to grips with it.
Yeah, I'm just saying that might be one of the reasons why they're reluctant to put a set price on for postage if the postage is going to cost them more than what they've said.
Absolutely, I do get that to a point, because I know that especially in America, post is very expensive. But if they're going to make an estimate, it should at least be in the right ballpark, because clearly it doesn't seem like it is.
You can understand, say, like with the, like transfer rates and stuff. It might, go up and down, maybe like $1 or so. But if it's like a huge amount, like $10 or something different, like that really could swing a sale, couldn't it?
Yeah, well, we'll see, but I'm just concerned that it can't be just me that's having this issue. There must be other people out there.
I just wanted to show this because it's so. Your mum is an absolute legend, because that is just so lovely that she paid her and then she gave her the money back when she got married. I just think that's lovely.
It's a good job she got married then, wasn't it? Or that would have ended awkwardly.
Wow.
Kidding.
Have you seen what Steve said there? He says that what's strange is that my spreadsheet numbers do not match what eBay are paying me, though. They are paying me more. So does that mean your spreadsheet is
wrong?
Probably.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, weird that. Oh no. But that's good news. I mean, that's promising, though. You know, if they're actually giving us more than you expect. Hooray.
Yeah, it just means none of us know what the exact formula is, clearly. So we're at their mercy, really.
Again, it's the weird experience like at eBay just going, that'll do. Yeah. Poor lad. Poor lad.
Right, let's change the subject a little bit and talk about summer slowdown, and do you think it exists? Now, I do have a brief lull normally at the end of the summer around this time, but I don't know if that's because I usually go on holiday at the beginning of August, so my shop's been on holiday, and I'm probably less likely to do as much work when I get back off holiday, and the warm weather as well. Less work. Somewhat, yes, less work than some work, which is what I do. Some work, just not loads of work, like I know you do. Well, the last sort of 2 weeks, I've done actually pretty much zero, apart from like the orders that I had, doing the orders I had, and making the stuff that I had ordered because I've been ill. So.
But before that, you were like on fire. You were coming in the chat going, I've done 25 listings, and we were like, who are you?
I
think that's why you were ill. Your body went into shock.
Well, if you can remember a couple of weeks ago, I was having all those accidents, and I think that was to do with because I had a problem with my inner ear. So I think the accidents were because my balance was off. And it got to a point where I had to just stay in bed until I got better. But I'm better now, and it's all good. So that's good. And I've got a pile of stuff ready to list. So that is definitely getting listed as soon as possible. And I've got some lovely new fabric as well. So I'm looking forward to sewing with that as well.
Yeah,
so.
I saw that. Lovely Liberty prints.
Yeah. It took nearly a week to come. But, you know, I've had a couple of people message me and say, oh, where did you get that? Because it's really hard to get nice fabric at the moment. Really, really hard. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to reveal my source because I don't want to.
You don't have to.
You don't have to, Karen.
Absolutely. Because if there's one thing we all know, and have all very much learned recently, is sometimes we kind of need to keep things to ourselves. You know, and not divulge every part of our business.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at that.
You rub into everyone every Sunday night.
I just give away all the secrets, and then everybody gets annoyed because I share stuff and I've ruined people's businesses.
Nick, don't tell people that you know you can sell CDs and DVDs and stuff, because then everyone will be doing it.
No.
Probably someone actually said that to you. Like, yeah, because it's the only person that sells media on eBay. Yeah.
Well, nobody wants to buy CDs and DVDs because they think he's ridiculous for selling them because they think they're too low value, and it's, you know, he's silly for doing it. But we're selling them, and he's enjoying it. So,
and also Nick can list a CD in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
He's got it.
I think that goes back to what I was saying before. They're so easy to list and post that it's not a problem that the margins aren't quite as big as some of the other items that you sell. But you can just fire them out, can't you? That's what you want.
And it's what he's passionate about. He's so passionate about it. So, you know, when you're doing something you're passionate about, it's not like work, is it? So
definitely. Yeah.
So, Louise, obviously you've recently started going back to the car boots and getting loads of stuff. So have you experienced a summer slowdown or not?
Camera pan round.
Damn, I'm too embarrassed.
Show us your booty.
I've started to use the bath again.
Oh no.
You need to elaborate on that story of the bath, because that didn't sound right.
No.
So there came a point, I can't remember when it was. I think it was late last year, where I'd accumulated so much stock, because I can't not buy it if it's there. If I see it and I've got the money to buy it, I'm just going to buy it. So I started just shoving things in cupboards, and then I ran out of cupboards. So we've got 2 bathrooms in this house. In the downstairs bathroom we don't use, so I started to fill the bath up with stock. And then it just got a bit too much because there was stock in every room of the house, and I managed to clear it all, get lots listed, and the bath has been clear of stock for a good several months, and I've started to put things in there again. But it's just for now. It's just while I've got this influx of stock, because at any time this could just stop, couldn't it? That's what I'm, especially the type of stock that I sell. This could just stop. The pipe could just be turned off at any point. My curtain lady sort of disappeared for about 6 weeks because she wasn't getting any stock from her source. And that was sort of COVID related, had a big impact on the business, which impacted on mine. So I have to have, I'm telling myself, I have to have this backlog. It's my safety net. But yeah, curtains are big.
You showed us photos of the bath full of, I think it was blankets and curtains and stuff, wasn't it? And it was like what you see on them hoarder programs. Would end up burying themselves.
Yeah, it was. But it's not, I mean, it's not too bad in here. I can sit on the sofa. I couldn't sit on the sofa on Sunday. But yes, it's to do with the size of the items that I sell. Curtains are big and bulky, but
exactly. You can have 6 items and they'll take up half of your room, you know.
That's what I like to sell. So
good profit in them as well. So
yes, and I don't notice a summer slowdown that with curtains, they tend to be, you know, you can get lighter curtains, nice flowery ones that people buy in the summer, and then come winter, the thick, heavy curtains. So yeah, I haven't noticed a summer slowdown with those. And I'm moving away from clothing now anyway, so I haven't really noticed much of a summer slowdown. Seems to be either stop or go with my eBay store. I'll either have a great day or an absolutely rubbish day, or a no sales day whatsoever.
Well, that's the eBay switch, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the switch on and switch off. Definitely.
The graph's like a tramp's comb. It's just comb and then nothing. A bit snapped off and then another spike. But
yeah. But that's normal. We'd all worry if we suddenly got consistency, wouldn't we? That would be very odd.
I've given up trying to figure it out. Just if I have a couple of no sales day, I know there's some sales coming soon. And they always seem to, so I don't worry too much.
Do you have a slowdown, Heather?
I'm still doing clothes. I'm doing more clothes. I'll pick up. I have good sources at the moment for stock. So I'm a little bit like Louise and probably other people. I am filling my boots because the prices are so good right now that I'll store it anyhow, because I know it's good stuff that's going to sell. And I can list clothes really fast, much quicker than most other things. So I mean, obviously I've always been fairly selective about what I'll pick up. I like my brands. I know what I'm looking for, and I try and look for quality. But I have the odd fail every now and again, like everybody. I have the odd donut day, like everybody. But I have had a little bit of a slowdown because, again, I generally do in the summer. But it's not. I'm still doing better than I have in any year previous. So I've been doing this about 5 years now, and my business is growing. The overall pattern is for growth. I mean, there'll come a point when I probably can't grow anymore because I'm one person, and you know. But I'm just riding it right now. I'm just keeping going, and whatever I'm doing is mostly working. You know, I'm working hard though. I know I am, which is unusual for me. But yeah.
I mean, I need to decide what I'm going to do because obviously I'm not in a position to do any sourcing right now. I could find out if there's any charity shops near me open and go. It's just at the minute I'm still not quite there yet. I'm getting better, but I'm just not quite there yet. So there is a local car boot every Saturday at the moment. It used to be every bank holiday, but they've changed it to every Saturday now. And Darren's off next weekend, so we could possibly go to that. They charge £5 to get in early. Is that usual?
That's quite a lot, really.
We normally pay about £3.
I would say, Karen, that your first time out shopping, a car boot sale might be a little bit too much of a
Yeah.
you know, there's no let's face it, there's no social distancing. If you're there looking, you've got someone over your shoulder, and it doesn't matter if, you know, like, I would say you're probably safer off going. I mean, not safer off, not technically safer off, but I mean, for anxiety wise, a charity shop you'll be, because they have limits on the amount of people that can go in. So like in town, it's like a maximum of 6 people in our charity shops. Right. And it's all, you know, you hand sanitize, you go around in one direction, and there's barriers up and stuff. So you'll probably feel a lot safer going into charity shops than you would going to the car boot.
There is a couple within walking distance that I could do. So yeah, I'll probably try that first then.
And if you're going to get out and about, do it now while the weather's good, because believe you me, once winter starts coming back again, things are going to change, and probably it's going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
So I think now is probably the very best time to get out and get yourself. And there's a lot of stock out there as well. So even if you fill your boots and don't go so much in the winter, at least you'll have something to put some stock to work with.
Yeah.
Because I really am running low on stuff. I mean, it's quite a big percentage of what I've got to list is personal stuff. So, you know, I am running low on stuff. So, yeah, that's something to think about then. Lex, with what you sell, you probably don't have a summer slowdown, do you? Because it's not seasonal and...
No, not really. But what I have found very strange over the last week is I have sold Christmas decorations, 2 wool coats and 3 wool skirts. On the hottest day of the year, I sold 2 wool skirts and a wool coat. Like, yeah.
Oh, so I've got a big box of winter stuff. Maybe I should list that then.
Seriously, honestly, it's you know, people are going on holiday somewhere, or they're going, you know, I don't know, and they just think they need a coat for whatever reason, and obviously they're not being sold in the shop. Who knows, you know? But yeah, and they've been stuff that has been listed like throughout last winter and haven't sold. So it's not like this is newly listed stuff. It's been listed for a good, like maybe a year for some of them. And then all of a sudden, white stuff skirts as well. Haven't sold any of them for months. 3 in 2 days. Crazy. So I don't know what's going on there. Don't know what.
Yeah. There's a tweet from eBay I was going to read out actually. It says, feeling festive, there have been 44% more searches for Christmas or Xmas on eBay during April and May this year compared to 2019, as COVID-19 prompts consumers to look ahead to the celebration.
They want it over.
I think a lot of people had the half Christmas though, didn't they?
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
And probably, you know, let's face it, a lot of people are probably going to be worrying about how they can afford Christmas. And rather than leaving it until they're like, you know, October, November, December paychecks, they're starting it now.
Yeah.
Well, I sold my Christmas lights a couple of days ago.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? You just think, like, it's August and people are buying Christmas decorations. But yeah, absolutely fine, crack on. You know, if you've got it, list it. Why not? And hopefully, if they're, you know, at the car boot sales right now, that's what I'm looking out for. Vintage Christmas decorations and stuff like. I mean, I always love. Anyway,
I do all year round though. Christmas jumpers, you know, lights, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All the really tacky stuff. Love it. Not in my house. But
I'm just gutted because I think it was 2016. Like the big cupboard at the top of my wardrobe in my old bedroom. Our mum said to me, "Oh, can you help me sort that out? Because it's all old Christmas decorations, and we need to get them all down and sort it out." And I chucked most of them away, and it was stuff from the 70s.
Oh man,
I know. So silly.
You made a killing on that.
Didn't know then, though.
Never mind. But no, I haven't really noticed the summer slowdown. It was bad last month, and I know when I say bad, it's like, oh, my lowest day was 80 quid, and I know that that's still not awful, is it? But but thankfully it's been stable now and steadily rising for like the last 3 weeks, so it's coming back to pre-COVID levels now, which is, and it's in the green again, whereas last month it was in the red for like the first time ever, but now it's back in green. So
I think I'm up on last month, but is it last month? Yeah, I'm up on last month, but I'm still I think it's 20-something% down on last year. But at one point I was 70-something% down on last year. So it has been steadily rising in the last few months. So hopefully I'll get back to where I was. But it's just a question of whether I get enough stock in, and also
I think everyone's figures are skewed for this year anyway, aren't they, because of what's happened. So
exactly. And then this time next year we'll be going like, oh my god, I'm 10,000% up on last year.
Yeah, we're back in the green for this time last month, but again, it says down on last year, but it's based on clothes, and I haven't been listing clothes recently, so
I really
it's very skewed.
I don't understand that. Why do they base it on a category?
I don't know.
Why can't it be, your actual numbers?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I suppose that's where we're going to miss PayPal reports, really, aren't we? Because PayPal at least was just money in, money out.
Yeah.
So I hope there's something similar.
There is. I've had a little look at the sales area, and the reports are quite good. I was quite impressed by them. Yeah, because I did my accounts through exporting from PayPal, so I was a bit concerned about, is there an equivalent on eBay? And there seems to be quite a nice spreadsheet that's just, I mean, PayPal, I used to have to faff around deleting columns and whatnot, but this seems actually better than the PayPal report that I was using. So that's a big positive for me when I move over.
Have you seen the pie chart as well? I do like a pie chart. It's got a pie chart with the sections of how much, for each thing, and I do like that.
It's pretty, isn't it? I like that too, actually. I've just had a look back, because I've worked out that the last month period, so that's the middle of July to now, this year, compared to the middle of July to the middle of August last year, I'm 30% up. So I know I'm getting better in spite of. And I think that sometimes you have to kind of step back, because the figures they usually give you only compare you to the previous month, which all that meant is I had a pretty good July.
And obviously you guys all know that I rely a lot on visiting my parents, and I do a big load of sourcing when I'm there, and I've missed two of those visits so far. So that's why I just haven't got the stuff, and I just haven't got I've got half the amount of stuff in my shop than what I normally do. So, I'm hoping soon to go and visit them. Soon.
Louise, you said earlier about, which I didn't even know this existed, about there being another self-employment grant.
Yes. Yes, you can apply from Monday. Monday the 17th is the second self-employment grant. It's slightly less than the previous one, which was 80%, and this is 70%. But yes, you can claim from Monday. But it's very bizarre rule this time. You can claim if you can declare that your business has been adversely affected from, I think it's 14th of July or the 24th of July. But they sort of missed out June completely. It's sort of, so you could have had a horrendous June, and your business could have recovered by July, and then it would mean you're not eligible for this grant. You would have been eligible for the first grant though.
But that's for your yoga business, isn't it? Because that's the one that suffered. I mean, eBay.
Yeah. I mean, my eBay business has been affected. Martin Lewis on the Money Saving Expert, I'll refer people to his site, Money Saving Expert site. He's got all the different scenarios. It's not based on whether you need the money or not. It's based on whether you qualify for the money or not. So, even if you feel like your business is only 10% affected, or if you've had to change your
sourcing in a different way or spend more time on it. The criteria is has your business been adversely affected by recent events? And if you can say yes, then you are eligible. So it's really interesting, some of the scenarios that I thought possibly people wouldn't be eligible under, and he's given lots of examples, but you would be eligible. So it might be worth just having a look to see, even if you think you're not eligible, you just might be. But there's so many different scenarios, I couldn't just go through them all.
I had a look on there like this morning as well after you said, and there's one that I think that would apply to Karen. It says like if your supply chain has stopped,
yeah,
now that
or has been affected, yeah.
So like you can't get stock to put into your business, like from your regular sources. So to me, that would say that you could, that you are eligible.
Yeah. I think he was talking on something and he said, if you're in the vulnerable category or shielding and you can't do what you used to do, then you're eligible because you can't do what you used to do for your business before. So, I know I'm still eligible for it. So.
Yes. So you can't go outsourcing to find stuff for your business. So it is affecting your business. Yeah. I mean, like, I know for me that, well, of course, for a lot of us, no car boot sales, no charity shops for the longest time. Thankfully, I've had a nice backlog of stuff, but we have also sourced online and stuff as well. Now, I know that I've been paying for job lots a little bit more than I would normally pay for online because people have inflated their prices. Then
that is one of the criteria, Lex. Have you had to pay more for your stock because of the impact? On various businesses, is it a direct impact? And I don't think they're trying to trip anybody up. I don't think they're trying to actively seek out people, and trip them up. But there's obviously a fraud sort of screening that they'll go through, and I'm presuming that they'll do like they do with tax returns. They'll just randomly select certain people. But I think if you know yourself, that you can put a good argument forward that actually, yes, it's been much harder, or I've had to pay more, or I've had to change my business in a different way that I wouldn't normally have had to, then it's a possibility that you would be entitled. But obviously do your own research, have a good look through the criteria. But it just might be useful to some people that think they might not be eligible and they might actually be.
I mean, again, I'm just going to presume that I'm not, because I think last time I had an email about it, and I'm pretty sure I haven't had anything this time. So I'm presuming that.
I got one this morning, fully enough, reminding me that it was.
Oh, is it?
And, so I did get an email from them today for the yoga business.
I laughed before because at the exact same time that I said I'll hopefully go and visit my parents soon, I got a text message from LNER, the rail, where I could buy my tickets.
They're listening, Karen. They're listening.
Yeah, they do.
Scary.
Yeah.
Oh, they definitely do.
So the last thing I was going to talk about, obviously, because I think most of us have been affected by it in the last week or 2 weeks even, is the heat, and whether that sort of affects how much you work and if you work at all.
I've done nothing this week. I've absolutely done nothing. Nothing around the house, even housework wise, because as soon as I moved, that was it. I was it's been far too hot. I don't know how anybody's done any work this week. I take my hat off to you. Well done.
I've sat and drafted a load of stuff, but I couldn't photograph it because I couldn't go in my office. And there wasn't anywhere else to do it. And I just, in my office was like 100 odd degrees. It was just ridiculous. So I couldn't even stand in there. So I just sat on the sofa and drafted a box full of stuff, and going to try and get the photographs done and get it live today.
Yeah.
I did Hoover and regretted that.
Well, Darren, I think he's probably lost a few pounds with sweat because he decided this last week to decorate the bathroom. So he has been absolutely drenched. Evaporated.
Of all the times to choose.
I know.
It's just been crazy hot though, hasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. And just linking this back to summer slowdown, I think generally that is why we end up with slower sales in the summer, because people are out and about, you know, as much as you can be at the moment. But generally in the summer, people are out and about on holiday or out enjoying the sun, and they're not thinking about buying something on the internet, you know. So sales just naturally do slow while people are out enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did work my sweaty little ass off this week, but that's because I'm on holiday next week. So I've kind of had to get ahead. I mean, I've walked around charity shops and nearly passed out because I've been so hot. The sweat has been dripping sort of between the mask and my face, you know. But I keep going because I want to get round there and I want to get out.
Yeah.
So I've stocked up. I mean, the amount I bought this week is horrific. It's a huge amount, but I'm quite pleased with what I've got, and I'm drafting. I even had one photography session, which I came to regret because I had to sit down every couple of minutes and kind of because I had to sort of open the curtains in order to do the photography and then sort of shut it all down again afterwards. Yeah, that was a bit of a foolish move. And it's hot now. It's warm now, but it's not like it was. We had about 36 degrees or something at one point down here in the southeast. So yeah, I spent a lot of the week just feeling very melty and very sorry for myself.
Yeah, Saturday was similar when we went out jumble trailing, just being in that hot car all day. And it was just, we were just literally melting. It was worth it, but yeah, very hot.
Yeah. I think I lasted about 5 minutes outside because I just couldn't stand it because it's so much cooler in here. I was stood out in the front garden with Darren. He's trying to figure out how to use the nail gun. Not on me. I was reading the instructions, and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go in. I just can't handle the heat."
I mean, I've seen debates in other areas of the internet with Australians and Americans saying, "Well, that's not that hot. Why are you all moaning? It's because we're not built for that sort of heat. Our houses can't take it. We can't take it because we're just not used to it at all."
It's humid as well. It's not dry heat. That makes a big difference.
I mean, a lot of our shops don't have air conditioning and things, do we? We don't have our air conditioning at home.
But the Texaco garage over the road does. And honestly, I was like, can I bring my duvet over here and sleep here? Oh, so nice in there. I spent ages. We've only got 3 aisles. I spent ages just walking around, just like, oh, it's so nice. I don't want to leave. Yeah, I spent like, was it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, pretty much just like in, my jumpsuit thingy, my play suit, just lying on the sofa going,
It was too hot.
Yeah. I did go out for coffee, went out for lunch twice as well. So that was nice because that's, summertime and day drinking and, all my favorite things to do. But when it came to work, like I didn't do any until Wednesday. So I did like 10 listings on Wednesday. And then I think I did some yesterday, maybe. But yeah, that's it. That's literally all the work I've done like all week. Apart from posting. I get the post done early in the morning while it's relatively cool.
Dawn's asking there if we have AC in our cars. We in modern cars we do, but my parents had a car that didn't have it, and we decided to drive 6.5 hours on one of the hottest days of the year and got stuck in a traffic jam on the motorway, and I really thought I was going to die. I really did.
Sorry for laughing, Karen, but I could just imagine what you mean.
Yeah. Well, my Mini, which is the one we went out jumble trailing in, it needs regassing, so it doesn't work properly. So we've got the fans going, got all the windows down, but it's just doesn't help at all.
I've got a good AC in mine, and actually, you can make this. We have this seat warmer thing, but you can have a seat cooler thing as well. So it's a black leather interior in a black car. So you can imagine what that's like when you open the door. It's like, so you shove this on, stand outside for a couple of minutes, and then get in. And it's kind of like, Oh, that's weird but pleasant.
Right.
Yes, our AC's gone in our car as well. Well, one of them, and isn't it horrible when you put the fans on? It just blows hot air in your face like a hairdryer. It's like, turn them off. That's horrible.
See, that's another thing. We don't think about getting them fixed because we don't use them that often. But then when we need them, they're not there because we haven't had them fixed.
Well, apparently this is going to become more and more common where we get the hot weather and then we get the thunderstorms. It's going to be a more common thing. So, you know, maybe we're going to have to get used to it.
Get air conditioning in the cars.
A lot of things we've got to get used to now, isn't there? You know?
Yeah.
Too right.
It's, you know, crazy. And I don't even have a car, so I can't even go and sit somewhere with air conditioning. I went in the house the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I'll go sit outside and get." No, it's not cooler outside. No, there is nowhere around here where it's cool.
As I was saying before we came on, I'm very lucky that when you do get the hot weather, it's obviously not so good in the cold weather because we spend a lot on heating. But because I live in a concrete building, it does stay cool. So, you know, it doesn't get really hot. The only place it gets hot is the kitchen when I'm cooking. So I am lucky. The fact
I have boiling in summer and freezing in winter.
Yeah.
So that's great.
My kitchen is much like Andrea's. It's all windows. I've got 3 big windows in my kitchen. The main wall is mostly windows, and the sun's on it all day long. So my kitchen is red hot, and so is my office because the sun's on my office all day long as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you need one of those canopies, Kelly. You know what you put
Well,
over
outside.
the window? Yeah.
Well, I had one, didn't I? But it got wrecked.
So don't mention that.
Sorry.
Still traumatised, Karin. Don't bring it up too soon.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of awning things you put down, you know, that you can put down.
Yeah, like what you get on shops and things.
Yeah.
Or blackout blinds.
Or it could just sod off.
No,
It's gone.
no, I can't
Yeah, it's the forecast is rain for the rest of the week, all over the weekend, which is great. But we, don't want it raining over the weekend because we can't go out sourcing.
Don't want it raining on
I think there's a bit of rain down here, but not much. Not much.
That brings me on nicely to what is everyone's plans for the weekend then. So I'll start with you, Andrea. What's the plans for the weekend?
It's our nephew's birthday, so the family are trying to organise the rest of the family to come in time slots. So we're evening. We haven't got young children, so we're going over there to play some games. And he's 9, but he's going to stay up till about 10, so he can.
Oh, that's nice.
Time with us. Yeah, so we're doing that. That's
car booting. Are you car booting or not?
It depends on the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Lex? Did you say you might possibly go to the car boot this weekend?
Yeah, even though it's a taxi ride away now rather than a 5-minute walk, which is annoying. But I'll, again, depending on the weather, if it's hammering it down, absolutely not. Definitely not. But if it's okay, I'll take a taxi over there and see what it's like, just out of curiosity, really, rather than just the FOMO, because, I don't need stock. But it's but I just want to buy stuff. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And tonight I'm having an Indian, yay, because it's Friday, yay. Woohoo!
What about you, Heather? You've normally got some kind of plans.
Well, I'm actually away as of tomorrow afternoon. So, I will probably look in the charity shops where I'm going, but I'm not planning on stocking up on anything until the following Sunday when I'll be going to a boot fair. So I'm missing a big boot fair this weekend, but I don't mind because I really, really have enough.
Yeah.
I'm all right for stock.
Yeah.
And you need some time away.
Yes.
Yeah. I've worked bloody hard this year and I really need a holiday. It's like I've been going 20 to the dozen. I've probably worked harder these last few weeks than I ever have because I want to get ahead of myself and be able to relax. But you know, it's been fun. But my God, it just shows you how much you can do when you have to.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's changed, Louise, but I don't think the forecast is too bad up our way. So
Doesn't seem to be, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So tomorrow will be there's a car boot fair on at 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock, yes. So we'll go to that one. And then Sunday, double car boot fair.
Excellent.
Morning and then the afternoon. I'm aiming to get the stock up to the ceiling.
What about you, Kelly? Are you going anywhere? Going to car booting?
Well, I go car boot every Sunday without fail, rain or shine. As long as it's on, I'm there.
Right.
Nothing else planned really. Barry's off tomorrow, but we haven't made any plans of what we're doing yet, or if we're doing anything yet. Anything out the ordinary, Lex.
They're always at it, them two. They're always bonking. So rude.
Well, the only plans I've got are sewing and cooking, which I'm really looking forward to cooking because I've thought up some new meals that we haven't had for a while and some different stuff. And, you know, I haven't cooked for a couple of weeks and I'm really looking forward to doing some cooking. So, and sewing.
And it's Sue Badwell's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday, Sue. Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Rude.
No, but have a nice birthday tomorrow. Enjoy your, was it lime and vodka, lime and cake? She's ordered Carla's cake. You know that amazing one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So she's having one of them. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So have a nice day, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll all be round for cake. Okay.
And vodka. Thank you.
Well, I think this is the best seller, ladies, I've ever done because apart from that little blip at the beginning, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty darn good.
Best seller ladies I've ever done.
No, because normally
Rate it out of 10, Karen.
I would say it was a good 8 out of 10 because normally something goes wrong or my words go out the window like it's happening now and I can't think of what to say and I get all nervous and I wasn't this time. So
Well done.
So thanks very much, all of you, for joining us, and thanks the ladies for joining me. And we'll see you next week, which I think is on Andrea's channel. Yeah. And I've bought myself a special top for next week, Andrea.
Oh,
I won't tell you. I'll just wear it on next week's Seller Ladies, and you'll.
And I'll watch you next week because I won't be able to be in it. Well, unless no, because I'll be elsewhere.
Well, have a nice holiday, Heather.
Why a special top?
Oh, it's not special, but it's for Andrea.
Oh right, I thought we all had to wear a special top.
No.
I was like,
You'll see. It's not. I've bigged it up too much now. I should have not said anything. Right, so we'll see you all again soon, and take care, everyone, and have a good weekend.
Bye.